Hey, what's happening, world? Welcome to the Imaginary Podcast with Kee-Lowe and Henn. First, I want to apologize. We want to apologize to y'all for not dropping our first podcast show MLK weekend. But y'all from West Tennessee, y'all know how the weather was, man. Ain't no way we could get to the studio.
No way.
We decided that today is our first podcast, and we decided that we would dedicate the show to introducing us to y'all. So this is the introduction.
I am Marcus Kee-Lowe, owner of MLK Auto Insurance ever since 2005 and Kee-Lowe Band Brother since 1991.
I am Big Henn. I'm the CEO of Famo Entertainment, which is my DJ business. I'm also co-CEO / partnership Famo Entertainment Lounge, Famo Foods, with my guy DeAndre DeWalt, aka Big D.
Yeah. So breaking down the reason why we started this podcast, we're gonna take y'all back to when we really first started talking. Big Henn and I, it was about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We were just down at the park, just talking about the good old days, reminiscing about all the time. We used to play softball. I was the coach, and they was playing and stuff, and how many kids that we had down at the park, running, jumping, playing, enjoying themselves. You know what I'm saying? And we heard people say they missed that. So we started talking about that, and from there we sparked up a real conversation of friendship, where every time we get together, we talk about the community, environment, doing things better in the community, stuff like that. So, you know, this is the reason why we started our podcast. So, Big Henn, anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I think we've been podcasting before we even knew about podcasting.
Yeah.
You know, most guys know when you go to the barbershop or when you go to a bar, you fellowship with your guys, you tend to talk about things that's going on around the world, your own city, etc. I don't know about Kee-Lowe, but my passion for this podcast, what I want to see out of this podcast, I want to see Lauderdale County get put on a platform.
Imagine that.
You know, we hear about stuff that go on in every other city or every other state, but you hardly ever hear about what's going on down here, unless we sit around down here and talk about it. So now we want the world to know. Lauderdale in the building.
So, on this first podcast, basically we just gonna give you a rundown on different things that we've seen in our community that we want to talk about, and hopefully we can change. And number one thing we want to talk about is the gun violence that plague the city of Lauderdale County and the surrounding counties. You know, it's one of those things where every time you turn around, you hear about people dying, which is different in my day, because at the time people weren't dying from gun violence; they were dying from old age and stuff. And then maybe every once in a while a young person died in a car wreck, but never at the rate that we've seen in the last 10 to 15 years, where young people being taken out. So that right there sparked me and Big Henn, even though we for two generations, to have real conversation.
Right. And not only that, see, with the gun violence, it hindered us from doing so much stuff. I know me personally and Kee-Lowe personally, I like to post stuff in the community, get stuff going in the community for a softball league, basketball league, you know, just whatever. But you know, it's hard to bring it together when you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, they don't sit right with me.
Right. And when you say that right there, it's like we read your comments about, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to talk about, you know, the improvement of the community and stuff. So that's what we on. We on improvement. So what we like to say is that we ain't just talking, we about it. So if you got things that you feel that can be inspiring to the neighborhood and making things better, that's what we want to do. Just imagine we can get together and make things better.
Just imagine if things could go back like they used to be. Just imagine it. Come on now. You know, Sundays on Rice Park or Sunday always been a day down here in Ripley and Henn. Sunday always been a day people can come together and do whatever, pull the grills out, ride through the park, y'all know.
Yeah, clean up your ride, you know, turn your music up, ride through Parkview, ride through Watkins Street, ride through the streets of the community, enjoy yourself with no problem. That's the thing we missed, that's the thing we was talking about today.
Hey, imagine open Kee-Lowe that good.
I don't know about that. Well, in case y'all don't know, I am the person that owned Kee-Lowe nightclub for 20 years or so, and things used to be great, but at one time, you know, things weren't so great. So I got out of the business of that due to the fact that there's nowhere to go, and all ages mix, and when all ages mix, it don't always go right. So I learned to just stay in my lane, and right now, the club business is over when it comes to Kee-Lowe.
And see, I don't like that, because guess what? I got my DJ kickoff at Kee-Lowe. I ain't always been a DJ now, but sometime in my life I became a DJ. This who gave me my first break. Imagine that, though, in front of a big crowd. Yeah, imagine me being a DJ. I am.
Imagine that. Well, since we're on the subject talking about that, I do remember giving Big Henn his first chance to DJ on the big stage. I heard that Big Henn got his life together. he made changes. He was moving in the right direction. And he and I was talking and stuff, and I said, hey, I would like to see you come and DJ at my club, but at the same time, can we keep the peace between the peace? He said he think he can. I said, let's go for it. And from that point on, Big Henn was the DJ I know maybe 5-6 years in Kee-Lowe nightclub. So that's the reason why we sparked up such a good friendship. And from that friendship, what it does is it allowed us to talk as businessmen. And I watch him progress into a business. When I say a business, I'm talking about, you just heard him talk about he on Family Foods now. He got the CEO of his DJing business and stuff. It's not every day that you can see a person come from one level to the next level. I want to tell you, I never imagined that, but I'm proud of you. And now I'm imagining that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from it. I want to kick on something a little different though, if you don't mind. All right. I remember a couple years ago, I'm talking about Labor Day now. Like the past 3 or 4 years, not last year, Labor Day just was dead as I don't know what.
Right.
We can only imagine if Labor Day could be like it used to be.
Imagine that.
So what you think about Labor Day 23?
Labor Day 23 was one of the best Labor Days we had, I know, in the last 10 or 15 years. And I hate to say it, it wasn't at the park this year like it normally be. But at the same time, the people came out and supported you up on the town square. I couldn't imagine that, but I will imagine that from here on out.
And I also want to thank everybody who acted right. It was one incident, but it wasn't nothing major. Nothing bad happened. We planning on bigger and better for 2024.
Imagine that.
And I will have more information about that probably by March though. Once I talk to Ashley and Mrs. K and Sandra and the rest of them. So, I just want to put it out there right quick.
And that's perfectly fine. On this podcast here, what I'm saying, you got the right to freelance a little bit and talk about what you want to, because this is our first podcast. It's just an introduction of who we are and what we want to talk about. So, we just giving y'all really an honest answer to the things that we saw y'all commenting on. And we want y'all to know we appreciate you, everyone that subscribe, like, and share this video. We just want y'all to know we do appreciate it.
I also want to kick back on this. On this podcast, we'll be doing reaction videos to trending topics that are going on in the world. We'll be live streaming with guests that's here, out of state, out of city. And we'll be having guests coming on the show as well. So we want y'all to keep on engaging with us. Keep on engaging with us. We're going to bring y'all whatever y'all want.
And one thing I want to say to the young people, the incident that happened in Memphis over the weekend, I just want to let y'all know, as terrible as that is, I want you to know something will even be even worse, terrible after that. Because the people that are going to get apprehended for this crime, you'll see them in jail for the rest of your life. They'll never make the streets again. So this chaos that they're causing, the chaos that they're causing, it do have an end result for what you do. It's called jail. So y'all just get ready and check it out. It will be arrest for the killing of people that shoot you down in broad daylight. There will be arrest.
Your life is important, man. Everybody's life is important. So live with your business. Make your next move be your best move, man. I just walked down 2 years of paper, so I know. You know what I'm saying? But much love to y'all, though.
And again, we just started this podcast to discuss things, to talk. You know what I'm saying? And what we want to also say is, to the Cowboys fans, maybe next year.
I ain't big on football. I can't speak on that.
Just a dig at my Cowboy fans. Y'all all right with me. Anything else you like to say, Big Henn?
Man, that's all, man. I'm just ready to keep this content rolling, man.
Okay, man.
Y'all stay tuned in.
Peace. We out.
Imagine it.
Podcast.